cruising. I just time we abusing. Sexy girl when we choosing. I know we ain't losing. Yo. Cruising in the drop top, chilling in the ride. Checking out the fat girl, them in on my side. Pull up to the hot spot, girl left to right. Touch one of them and tell her, say tonight if it's in it done right away. Never delay, just give me the blame and I'll ramp when it.
Wagwan people, it is I, SourBawss, and I've got an Ubers match actually. This was for Joey's 1k or PokeaimMD's 1k subscriber special or tournaments, but he decided to cop out at the like what, round 4-ish. But whatever. My first round was against Basti or Golduck, and the next round here, which is Lokiman42. You may have heard of him. A pretty old school guy that was from Gen 4. He came back in Gen 5, but he's seems to be gone on a hiatus right now, but whatever. Anyways, Ubers match. Look at the team preview very quickly. He seems like he's using a Sun team with Blaziken as his sweeper. A couple of threats is obviously the Arceus with the Swords Dance Extreme Killer sets, so I have to keep Ferrothorn for quite a while. Also Groudon just because he can change my weather, which I'm running Rain, as you can see. The Shaman Skyform can be a big problem as it pretty much outspeeds most of my guys, seeing as my Palkia is a Lustrous Orb, so a Blusty Choice Scarf, as that's the most common set that I've read about, since I'm not exactly too good at Ubers, but I want to try it out because, yeah, I just want to. And Chanty is going to be a hell of a problem, seeing as that just a bulky thing. I'm guessing it'll be 252 in defense and special defense, as I think that's the common set in Ubers. Well, that I read about anyway. And as I said before, Blaziken is just a huge ass problem if it's Swords Dance and obviously speed boost, but I guess I'll just have to play around. But main aim of the game is just to get up my entry hazards and just try to pretty much just stall this guy out. So what I'm going to do is just lead off with my Dialga just to get my Stealth Rocks as quickly as possible, and we'll just go from there. Seeing as if he does decide to lead off with the Groudon, I'll just pretty much just Fire Blast, as because of the Sun Boost, Fire Blast will pretty much become a extra stab on Dialga. So yeah, without further ado, let's get on with the show. So as I stated, I am going to lead with my Dialga. He does decide to lead off with his Shaman Skyform. He's going to switch out, fearing that I'm just going to straight out attack him, or just for the sake of switching out, as I'm just going to lay out my Stealth Rocks just to get that entry hazards starting to rack up, as he goes for the Thunder Wave with the Chansey, and I do get paralysed, which is, you're going to see that quite a bit, as he's going to switch out into his freaking Groudon, as I'm just going to go for the Dragon Pulse, as I do get paralysed again, as he's just going to take this opportunity to go and lay up his own Stealth Rocks on my side of the field, as I go for that Fire Blast with the Sun Boost, and I miss. Brilliant. Fine, random number generator just doesn't love me today. Hacks is hacks, but I go for that Fire Blast and I do hit this time. If I hit the other one, this ground would have been long gone by now, but that's unfortunate. Or I would have still had Dialga as Death Fodder, seeing as he probably would have just switched that into this Chansey, but again, what can you do? That's just how it goes sometimes, as Dialga just does get taken out. So now I'm just going to bring my Kyogre, you know, the beast of Ubers pretty much, as just going to get my Jizzle up, and because I know that Lokiman is a very good battler, I'm going to have to predict him to go into his Chansey just to sponge any special hit that the Kyogre wants, as he does do just that. As I'm free just to set up on this Chansey right now, seeing as I need to get up my hazards as quickly as possible so that I can get some momentum going. As he does go into his Groudon once again, as I am just going to proceed to lay out my first layer of Spike. So now it's starting to look more like things are going my way now, as I'm just going to go for the Protect, since I know that some Groudon from Gen 4 experience do like to carry the Overheat sometimes, but he goes for the Roar. I'm still going to have to risk him not having the Overheat basically, as I'm just going to go for another layer of Spikes. He switches out, probably predicting my Power Whip, which I don't actually have. I do have Gyro Ball, Leech Seed, Spikes and blah blah. As he goes for the Air Slash, doesn't get the flinch, which is absolutely surprising as hell, as I'm going to get the Gyro Ball off, and he's at the amount of health where he cannot switch out because of the stealth rock damage, as I'm going to proceed to lay out my final layer of spikes and then proceed to kill that Stinger. So that makes up for all the hacks I got, seeing as he didn't get any flinches whatsoever with a freaking Shaman Skyform, which is hilarious, but whatever. So now that I've got all my entry hazards on the field, it's looking pretty nice for me, as he's going to switch out into his Latias. Going to go for a Protect just to see what he wants to do, and I see a Trick set, which is very scary. But I've still got my Kyogre, which is probably Choice Scarf. Is the item he's probably having. He probably has. If he is Specs, then that's fine as well. And just switch out into my Kyogre, just for the safe switch. But he does pull a double switch off, predicting that, and goes into his Chansey, which is a very nice play on his part. So now I need to switch out once again into my Ferrothorn, seeing as that's the safest play I can do, since the Chansey can't really touch me, as I see he does have Toxic. So that means that it's Toxic, Thunder Wave, Soft Boiled, obviously, and another move, which is probably Seismic Toss. As I'm just going to go for the Leech Seed, as Ferrothorn has done this work so far, now just needs to wall that Arceus, or Arceus, or whatever it's called. As I get a ridiculous amount of HP back from this Chansey, I was at 187, then I go from 209 and now 297, so that's just amazing, like more than 100 hit points. As I'm going to predict the switch once again, seeing as he can't touch me, and I go for Leech Seeds, as he does go into his Blaziken. Now right here is extremely crucial, so I hope you're paying attention. He has the Flare Blitz to one-hit KO me even in the rain, he has the High Jump Kick which will KO me regardless, and Ferrothorn is an absolute key member of taking down his entire team, so I'm going to predict him to predict my switch into something, and for him to either go for the Sword Stance or just not the super effective move on me. Since not only am I in a very favourable position right now, I have a lot of switch-ins for this thing. Got Giratina for that high jump kick, so he can pretty much kill himself off with the recoil and the Leech Seed. I've got Kyogre for that Flare Blitz and also the Palkia. But if he gets the Sword Dance up, he may possibly make a huge comeback with also this in combination with the speed boost. So I'm going to stay in and just go for that Gyro Ball, predict him not to go for that super effective move as I've already stated. So as it turns out, he is actually a mixed variant. But my basic thought process was that he wasn't going to go for that super effective move, and he doesn't. I believe he goes for the HP Ice, I presume, as it is neutral on my Ferrothorn, and HP Ice would do a hell of a lot to the dragons, which are abundant in Ubers. As I do guess correctly, he doesn't go for that move for the fire or the Fighting Stab. Go for that Gyro Ball, and with the combination of Leech Seed, this will be able to take him out, and that's the biggest threat gone now, apart from the Arceus, which is possibly still the SD Extreme Killer set. So yeah, that turn was pretty big, I've got to admit. That was... I didn't even know if I should even make such a risky play, seeing as he could have just killed me right off and Ferrothorn would have been down for the counts. Such a key member, and it's still alive, so very thankful I called it right. So now he is going to go right back into his Groudon and take a hell of a lot of damage from the Stealth Rock, well not from Stealth Rock but the spikes, basically the entrances, as he gets his droughts back up as the sunlight turns harsh. Go for that Leech Seed once again. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have the overheat, as he does go for the Roar once again, as I get roared out into my Giratina form, Origin form. As I remember, I actually brought the wrong Giratina Origin form to this battle. This one was supposed to have Shadow Sneak, Dragon Tail, Drago Meteor and Thunder, but this has the HP it's neutral. I don't even know what it is, I just went for it because I figured it would kill since I am max special attack, so Wall Breaker sets. As the Chansey does come in, gets absolutely mained by those entry hazards, as I'm just going to go into my Ferrothorn, safest play, seeing as, again, this Chansey can't touch me at all. I can just Leech Seed, I'll pretty much stall him out if I wanted to. As I'm just going to make a double switch into my Lugia, which is probably better than Ho-Oh, I must say, as I'm going to predict him to go for that Soft Boil, so I have a free switch into my Lugia, and I'm not toxic, so I'm free to go for the substitute next turn and pretty much stall him out, which is exactly what I'm going to do for the remainder of this battle. So that's a very good game, Lokiman. I had a lot of fun with this match, and I don't think I'm not that good in Ubers, since OU is my forte, but I had quite a lot of fun with this tournament, seeing as I do end up winning round 2 Round 1, again, like I said, this was against Basti or Golduck. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to record it because I didn't know it was on PO, and I don't think the AO Soft Simulator thing was out yet. And plus, I was pretty newbie at PO during that time. So the way I won that was it was walling me with Ferrothorn and Chansey, or was it Blissey? I'm not sure, but all I had left was Kyogre and my Kyogre, Giratina form, and the Palkia, which again, as I said, is a Lustrous Orb and not Choice Scarf, but I bluffed the Choice Scarf, was able to just Spatial Rend the Ferrothorn twice to bluff it even more as it gets one layer of spikes up. Then I go for that Fire Blast and knock it out, and then pretty much sealed me the game. Then also, my third round match was against Downtown Clown, and yeah, I pretty much had that, but his Ludicolo was a pain in the ass. Oh my goodness, that thing would not die. Ugh, frustrates me even now. But yeah, any case, and yeah, I think I was supposed to face Scissor, but then Joe was a bitch and decided to cancel the tournament, but whatever. Anyway, that was pretty much the tournament for me, guys, so thank you very much for watching. Oh, thank you for 300 subscribers. Yeah, that too. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the other side.